Happy New Year! Thank you for lending an ear to the Voice of the Times for Saturday, January 1, 2022. For today's editorial, 2022 feels like a second chance. In considering how we would greet this new year, we took a look back to the impressions we shared in the Manila Times editorial on New Year's Day 2021. Last night's turn of the year was more than the usual tradition that we make with the passing of the old year and the advent of a new year, we observed then. We said goodbye to 2020, which will enter the world's annals as a never-before milestone that we hope will never again be repeated. Much of the rest of the editorial focused on the significance of 2021 being the quincentennial of Ferdinand Magellan's arrival in the islands that would thereafter be known as the Philippines, a historic event that was important not just for this country but for the entire world. The arrival of Magellan's expedition, though that did not have a good result for the explorer personally, completed the circumnavigation of the globe, the point at which familiar sea routes from the west to east finally met one from east to west. It was our hope then that the historic occasion would inspire the country to make 2021 a year of resurgence and rediscovery of our significance to the world. Let us be the first to acknowledge that is obviously not how things worked out. The Magellan Quincentennial passed with hardly anyone noticing, as this country struggled, along with the rest of the world, with a year that quickly seemed to be a continuation of the one before it, and perhaps even worse in some respects. There was some progress. The country's battered economy began to recover some on the ground it lost in 2020, and the availability of vaccines against COVID-19, a development that was, we should not forget, miraculous for its speed and scale despite lingering problems of unequal distribution, gave us a justifiable sense that we were at least beginning to get the upper hand on the pandemic. Yet the year ends with the looming threat of another dangerous variant of the coronavirus, one which is already rampaging across other parts of the world, a third of the country in tatters from a powerful late-season typhoon, and a variety of growing economic and geopolitical pressures that threaten to derail our progress. What happened in 2021 has been extensively reviewed elsewhere, but again, it seems we are saying goodbye to a year that we hope will never again be repeated. Despite the risks, despite our present troubles, we look ahead to 2022 with anticipation rather than dread, and we believe our countrymen do as well. The biggest and most immediate threat, the Omicron variant, or any others that may follow it, may be worrisome, but we have learned how to deal with this pernicious virus. The vaccination program, our best defense against COVID-19, is working well, with almost all the initial problems of short supply and inefficient distribution having long been solved. The year 2022 is an election year, and while that historically results in half a year of somewhat chaotic uncertainty, the installation of a new administration at mid-year always almost leads to a renewed sense of ambition and optimism in the country. We believe that will be true this year as well, no matter what the result of the election. Another significant change in the political sphere will also take place in 2022, with local government units receiving a long-awaited massive increase in their internal revenue allotment. The windfall in new funds should spur a wave of positive development across the country at the local level and bring new benefits to communities. There are still many challenges to overcome, but 2022 need not be like the year just ended, when many people felt as though they, and the nation as a whole, was being pulled along by forces beyond our control. With perseverance, goodwill, and perhaps a bit of luck, 2022 can be the year of healing and progress we all deserve. And that's the editorial for New Year's Day, January 1, 2022. For more news and information, get a copy of the Manila Times on print, subscribe to its digital edition, or log on to www.manilatimes.net. Follow us on Twitter, Facebook, or Instagram, and listen to the Voice of the Times.